Okay, hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at Interzoid's AI Interactive Data Client and using it to retrieve NAICS codes, that's NAICS, for various businesses. These NAICS codes are used to classify businesses for reasons of academic research, governmental purposes, for marketing, any type of classification that's used. Typically in the past we had something called SIC codes, but those were created in the 1930s, and the NAICS codes came out in the late 1990s to better reflect the businesses that are currently running, and these are 6-digit codes which then allow for a greater granularity when classifying businesses by type. So to use this tool, the first thing that we need to do is to get an API key, and you can get that. This one's hidden here by registering at interzoid.com, and there are free trial credits available, so you can try this. And if you have any questions, contact us at support@interzoid.com. And this is pretty easy to use, just to show the initial setup of how to get these NAICS codes for any company. So the first thing that we need to do here is set up a natural language description of the type of data that we're getting. This will help our AI backend and our various knowledge bases to do their work accurately and appropriately. And so we're just going to say we want NAICS codes for businesses, and that's pretty much it. Pretty easy. Again, this could be any data, but for this demo we're just going to say NAICS codes for businesses, and then we'll keep this simple as well. These are the output data fields that you're going to get as a response to your data request, and these will come back in structured data form. And in a second, when I show you how to turn this into an API call, you'll see why this is important. But for now, let's just say one of the things we want back for the businesses we look up is, of course, the NAICS code. And then just as kind of a verification, or because we're interested, let's get the description, the official description for that specific NAICS code. And that's probably it. These are probably the only two fields. Again, we can ask for any fields that we want, any data that we want, self-defined custom capabilities to return the structured data output, but this is probably fine for now. And then here we'll enter our lookup value. This is the company that we want to look up the NAICS code for, and of course this is where we could change and use multiple values to see what codes we get back. Now the first thing I'm going to do is choose the model. There's different models available that control the AI and the algorithms used. We could probably get away with the normal Model O, Model A, and so forth, but just for the demo I'm going to use the Model A Premium, so it includes some web searching as part of it. The premium models do use some more credits than the non-premium models, but you'll get a broader, comprehensive, and usually a better, but not always, result. So you can experiment with these models for the type of data you're looking for, but we'll go ahead and use the Model A Premium here. And then all we have to do is type in a business. So for example, I'll type in IBM, and then here we click Run, and this will go get the data that we're looking for. And go out to the web, hit the AI, come back with 518210 for IBM. And you can see it kind of gives a text description: computing infrastructure providers, data processing, and related services. That sounds about right. And I can, of course, save these results, and I can look at it in a pretty view with a lookup value. And sometimes when these fields are longer, this is helpful to make it a little more readable. Now, one thing I want to point out is we can save this configuration, so we don't have to enter the fields or the topic description next time. And then after you run it, you'll also get a generated API call to get the same data that'll be returned in JSON form, which if you want to integrate this into anything, say a form on your website, or as part of a business process, or for analytics purposes. You can call this API. Here's the endpoint. It's the custom call, which is the backbone of this entire application. And you simply provide your API key, which is how we track usage. And then the topic is simply the description that we entered up top, NAICS codes for businesses. There's also a lookup parameter, which was IBM. And of course, this lookup value is the variable that will change when you send multiple data values through, allowing you to, when you integrate this in, to handle any input value. And then of course, we choose the model, and then our output is simply the NAICS code and the NAICS code description. And if you only want the code, you don't need the description or whatever other fields that are required or necessary or useful for your use case can be there as well. So that makes this concept, once we've experimented and got the data that we think we want, makes it easy to turn into an API. And then one other thing you can do, if you go to the resources menu, you can read more about the models, you can get an API key, there's a step-by-step guide, or you can run this in batch mode, and that enables you to take a CSV file, for example, and retrieve the NAICS code for every single company name in that CSV file. So of course that can be useful if you want to do this in batch or for hundreds or thousands of company names, whatever the case may be. Now let's go ahead and let's just try a couple more, see what we get. So for example, let's try Ford Motors, see what comes back. I'll run that. Okay, we get 336111 automobile manufacturing. That sounds about right for Ford Motors. Of course, it works for small businesses as well. So there's a local coffee producer named Equator Coffees. Let's see what comes up for that. Give it a run. $311,920 coffee and tea manufacturing. And again, it generates the API call. In this case, the lookup value is Equator Coffees. Just to show you again how to use this as an API. And that's pretty much it. You can now retrieve NAICS codes for whatever purpose you might have for them. You can visit us at Interzoid.com for more information. And again, contact us at support@Interzoid.com if you have any questions. And the app itself is at data.interzoid.com. And of course, there's a product page here. Thank you very much, and hope to hear from you. Thank you.